Social media is making you hate your house, and we need to talk about it. The most obvious way that we all recognize that this happens is by comparison in terms of consumption. Social media is perpetuating overconsumption. We're all aware of it, and yet we still fall prey to it. If you're new here, my name is Tessa, and I'm a mom and a home management expert, and I'm here to help you love your home and create a tidy home that is peaceful and low maintenance. I want to specifically call out the type of overconsumption that is wrecking your house and making you hate your house, not because you wish you had XYZ that someone else has. Like maybe you're jealous of the influencer with the 5,000 square foot house. That's real. Okay. But what I'm talking about, a little bit of a sneaky, more subtle way that we can fall prey to this is seeing the items that someone else has in their home, whether that be the Ralph Lauren Christmas trend or needing the viral Home Depot Christmas tree, or seeing the way that someone is restocking their fridge with 1,000 containers. Taking in that type of content perpetuates overconsumption. And yes, like we need to deal with overconsumption. We need to get our budgets in control, and it's bad for the environment. But what I'm specifically talking about is the way that you are cluttering up your house because you are taking in these influencers and these messages, these videos, reels, TikToks, and they're perpetuating a lifestyle that is a cluttered lifestyle. This is a high consumption lifestyle, is a cluttered lifestyle. And the thing that we don't realize is that the people who make these videos, I'm not here to call anyone out or say that someone's an evil person, okay? I'm not talking about anyone specific, but it needs to be said that the lifestyle that's being perpetuated is unrealistic and not fully transparent. So people, influencers that do elaborate restock videos where they have 1,000 containers, they take it from the juice container that it came in the store to another juice container. Nobody's talking about those containers and the work it takes to maintain that. So stop and think for a second. I'm going to de-influence you here. How much work do you think it is to clean, tidy, and put away the containers on a daily and weekly basis? Somebody somewhere is cleaning those containers. When they get empty, when that juice container gets empty, who's cleaning that juice container, running it through the dishwasher? You could do 4 dishwasher loads just of containers for some of these restock videos. We don't stop enough to think about the work, the mental load, the energy that is required to maintain these elaborate fantasy scenarios that influencers perpetuate. So not only are you spending a crap load of money, maybe that you don't have, okay, times are tight, economy's rough. So a lot of us are spending money we don't have to live up to a lifestyle that someone's showing online. They're only showing the pretty parts, they're not showing the ugly parts. But I don't hear enough people talk about the ugly parts that are behind that specific type of lifestyle. Okay, another example is like Ralph Lauren Christmas. I've been seeing this everywhere. I don't even quite understand it because it's really just describing like traditional Christmas, like red and green. Yeah, that's what Christmas is. But aside from that, the tendency to every year there's a new aesthetic for Christmas is insane to me. Not only are we supposed to buy decorations for every single season, like fall, Thanksgiving, Halloween, those being all separate seasons is also insane to me. Are we supposed to decorate for every single season that happens? Like then you have Christmas, then you have New Year's, then you have spring, like on and on and on, right? I've seen people online who have decorations for every single holiday there is. Obviously, that's like an intense level of overconsumption, but stop and think about the work that's involved in managing those decorations. Somebody who has decorations for every single holiday, their house looks perfect. Decorate for spring with me, decorate for fall with me, decorate my porch for fall, decorate, like, where's all that stuff? Who's cleaning it up? Who's managing it? Who's decluttering it when next season it's not in style anymore? Who's doing all this work? I would guess that a lot of these influencers are quite overwhelmed, or they have personal assistants. If they're that successful, really making good money, they probably have assistants that are doing all that work for them. They have giant houses. I mean, either they're overwhelmed or they have the money and the space to make it manageable. But as a normal, regular person, we really have to stop and think. There's a lot of work and effort, mental load, energy, exhaustion that goes behind the scenes of keeping up this elaborate exterior aesthetic that is perpetuated by people online. And we really need to talk about it more. Like I said, not just because it's overconsumption, it's bad for the environment, but also because it's making us hate our homes. It's making us all stressed out, overwhelmed, because our homes are cluttered and filled with stuff. We thought we'd be more organized and more relaxed by having everything in a container when really it backfired, right? I have a house that I can tidy in 20 minutes or less. I've said this before, but I'll repeat it in case you're new here. My house is super simplified. It's super decluttered. And a lot of people would look at my house and think, oh, that's the aesthetic of an influencer, someone who has like a beautiful home. I'm super grateful for my home and I love interior design. So I love making my house feel aesthetic. However, don't get it twisted. This is not one of those homes where when you open my cupboards or my fridge, I've got all the containers, I've got everything decanted, I've got everything, my stuff's in cardboard boxes. I take the Costco box that chips come in and I use that. I'm not decanting anything, but I like a tidy home. So yes, there's things, behind closed doors. And there's some areas of your home where it's like, hide the mess behind the cabinets. That's fine. You can look on the outside and be deceived about what's actually going on behind the scenes. One of the things that actually inspired me to start this account is I watch a lot of HGTV, okay? One time I was sitting and watching HGTV, like a home makeover, and it occurred to me, I was like sitting there thinking, because I think about clutter a lot. I was sitting there watching them and, the family moves out and then their house gets renovated and they move back in and it always looks perfect. But I was sitting there looking at it and I thought, where's all their stuff? Because that's not their stuff. That's new furniture that someone bought and brought in. So where's all their stuff? And it made me realize we all love looking at show homes. We love looking at home makeovers. We love looking at influencers. Where is all the stuff? And is anybody actually living in a way where there is no stuff? So the goal of my content is to actually make that a reality. I believe that if you learn to embrace underconsumption and question everything and live a simplified, decluttered life, you can have the best of both worlds. You can have that pretty home that you see online and also not have closets full of junk. But we have to question, we have to stop and think, what are the ways that I'm being kind of tricked, or brands, TV shows, media are being deceptive, hiding the clutter, hiding the mess, hiding the reality of the stress that comes with owning too much. It's just about thinking a little bit deeper about those concepts and questioning and being okay with being a little bit weird. Living a simplified life, the payoff is huge. The payoff is having a home that's easy to tidy. The payoff is more time with my family instead of constantly cleaning and managing my home. But the cost is living counterculturally and questioning the messaging and the media influencers and all the messages and marketing, questioning all of those things and learning to think a little bit differently about stuff. So I hope that helps you live a little bit more simply and second guess the next time you see an influencer perpetuating that overconsumption lifestyle. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think I'm crazy? Do you think I'm overreacting? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to like and subscribe and stick around for more tidy home tips. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.